Welcome to Iraqi Dinar News, your trusted source for the latest updates on global currency developments. In today's special segment, we dive into one of the most talked about financial possibilities of 2025. Picture this, a relatively small investment, just $200.00, in either the Vietnamese dong or the Iraqi dinar, potentially transforming into a life-altering return. While it may sound too good to be true, this conversation is gaining serious traction among investors and financial communities around the world. The Vietnamese dong and Iraqi dinar have increasingly become the focus of intense speculation in forex circles. Investors are buzzing with one key question: could these currently undervalued currencies be the golden tickets to a massive financial breakthrough? To understand why this possibility feels more tangible in 2025, we need to first look at the mechanics of currency revaluation and the broader economic shifts happening in Vietnam and Iraq. A currency revaluation is when a nation's central bank adjusts the official value of its money upward compared to other global currencies. This move often reflects strengthening economic fundamentals, such as stability, trade surplus, or an improving GDP. For example, imagine 1,000 dong, which today is worth just a few US cents, suddenly being valued at several dollars. The same goes for the Iraqi dinar, which in earlier decades traded at over $3.00 per dinar before conflict and economic strain reduced its worth drastically. Currently, both currencies are seen as significantly undervalued, trading far below what analysts believe would be fair in light of each nation's improving conditions. When positive developments emerge, such as foreign investments, infrastructure growth, or regulatory reforms, the talk of a possible currency realignment begins to grow louder. That's exactly what we're observing right now in both Iraq and. So how does a $200.00 investment translate into massive gains? The logic is straightforward. A currency with a low exchange rate allows investors to purchase millions of units for a small sum. If the currency's value is later raised, even a modest shift could lead to exponential returns. Take the dong, for instance. Should it revalue to even $0.10 per unit, a person holding millions of dong acquired at today's rates could see a massive increase in net worth. Similarly, if the Iraqi dinar begins to climb back toward its historical value, early holders stand to benefit significantly. Let's examine why 2025 is being viewed as a turning point. Vietnam has shown consistent economic resilience and is fast becoming a manufacturing hub for multinational corporations seeking alternatives to China. Tourism is recovering, and the country is participating more actively in global trade agreements. These changes suggest that a more robust national currency could be on the horizon. A revaluation of the dong would align with Vietnam's strengthening economic profile, encouraging even more foreign investment and enhancing domestic purchasing power. Meanwhile, Iraq is also showing signs of a turnaround. While challenges remain, there's growing evidence of political recovery and financial recalibration. New oil contracts, revitalized foreign partnerships, and focus on rebuilding vital infrastructure are part of Iraq's broader goal of financial reform. The return of foreign confidence, combined with ongoing banking upgrades, positions the Iraqi dinar as a candidate for future upward valuation. Now consider the dong itself. While it remains one of the lowest valued currencies globally, Vietnam's real economy tells a more powerful story. The country has become a key exporter of electronics, garments, and agricultural products. Global corporations are investing, and international banks are increasingly optimistic. As the economy gains credibility, pressure mounts to reassess the dong's official exchange rate. A stronger currency would help manage inflation, encourage more equitable trade, and attract strategic investments. That's why retail investors are intrigued. For a few $100s, millions of dong can be acquired. And if that value adjusts even modestly, the outcome could be transformational. On the Iraqi side, the past 2 decades have been marked by extreme volatility. The dinar, once strong, lost much of its value amid sanctions, war, and internal chaos. However, recent developments hint at recovery. Iraq is beginning to stabilize. Oil, the backbone of its economy, continues to generate substantial revenue, especially under new contracts. With leadership emphasizing monetary reform and improving global financial relations, investors are hopeful the dinar could regain some of its past prestige. This prospect is not only about economics, it's also about accessibility. Many who have never dabbled in stocks or real estate are drawn to these currencies because of their low entry threshold. With just $100, 0 cents, or $200, 0 cents, people feel empowered to participate in a financial movement they otherwise might be locked out of. Unlike traditional investment avenues that often require thousands up front, this path invites participation from nearly anyone with modest means and big hopes. It levels the playing field in a way that feels rare in the modern financial world. Of course, caution is critical. A revaluation is a complex event influenced by global politics, central bank strategy, and market behavior. Even when all signs point toward change, it can take years or may never materialize at all. But history reminds us that significant currency transformations have happened. After its liberation, Kuwait saw its dinar recover and strengthen. The Chinese yuan has also undergone controlled adjustments in response to shifting economic clout. These examples prove that with the right alignment of factors, undervalued currencies can indeed rise. What truly fuels this growing fascination with the Vietnamese dong and Iraqi dinar isn't just charts or projections. It's the personal stake that many everyday people feel. Behind every bundle of banknotes stored away in safes or tucked inside drawers is a dream. For some, it's about paying off overwhelming debt. For others, it's a shot at owning their first home, traveling the world, or supporting family in ways they never could before. The emotional value of these currencies now rivals their financial potential. Holding on to them isn't just an investment, it's a personal declaration of hope. That's why conversations around these currencies remain so active on platforms like YouTube and social media. From Reddit threads to Facebook groups, people are sharing stories, strategies, and dreams. Some have been holding these currencies for over a decade, clinging to optimism through every twist and turn of economic news. Their commitment reflects not just faith in foreign markets, but a belief in second chances, financially. As we look at the current landscape in 2025, it's clear that both currencies are under heightened global observation. Investors, analysts, and central bank watchers are parsing every detail from Iraq's financial ministry and Vietnam's trade data, whether it's an oil contract in Baghdad or a shift in manufacturing output in Hanoi. Every bit of news feeds into a larger puzzle. Speculators are reading between the lines, looking for that one signal that confirms what they've been hoping for. For Vietnam, a currency revaluation could cement its transformation from a regional player into a global economic force. For Iraq, a revaluation might symbolize the dawn of a new era, one marked by political maturity, institutional reform, and economic resilience. These aren't fantasy scenarios. Currency realignments are tools nations use when their monetary value no longer reflects their economic realities. And while timelines remain uncertain, the pieces are steadily falling into place. If you're considering whether or not to participate in this evolving narrative, education is your best starting point. Learn how foreign exchange markets truly operate. Understand what influences currency value, from inflation and interest rates to trade balances and investor confidence. Take time to study historical examples, like the Kuwaiti dinar post-war, or the steady managed rise of the Chinese yuan. Patterns emerge, and those patterns offer insight. Beyond studying past trends, think critically about your own goals. Are you prepared for a long-term journey, or are you hoping for a near-term result? Your mindset matters. Currency investing, especially with speculative assets like the dong or dinar, often requires patience and emotional control. There may be no fireworks tomorrow, but steady signals can build to something big. If you approach it like a marathon rather than a sprint, you'll be better positioned to make sound decisions. Don't overlook the strength found in community. Engaging with fellow investors, whether online or in person, can keep you updated, motivated, and grounded. In a market filled with uncertainty, collective knowledge becomes a compass. You'll find that others are tracking central bank statements, following international trade agreements, and interpreting global events just like you. Collaboration not only strengthens your understanding, it reminds you that you're part of a much larger movement. So, is the dream still alive? Can $200 0 cents in dong or dinar truly lead to a breakthrough moment? No one can guarantee a timeline, and there are always risks. But what can be said with certainty is that the conditions are evolving, real reform is happening, economic landscapes are shifting, and when currencies realign with the true strength of their countries, opportunity follows. That's the balance so many investors are trying to strike in 2025. Hope tempered by knowledge, dreams balanced with data. The appeal of the dong and the dinar lies in their dual nature. They represent both a potential financial windfall and a very human desire for transformation. They are currency notes, yes, but they are also vessels of belief, strategy, and perseverance. Thanks for tuning in to Iraqi Dinar News. If you found this discussion helpful or inspiring, don't forget to subscribe and join our growing community of informed, hopeful investors. Stay connected for more insights, updates, and expert commentary on the future of global currencies,